the spookiest of seasons. I don't know, with this whole pumpkin thing, I feel like I gotta do it up. Hello and welcome, hello.
Halloween. That's as far as we can go without getting copyrighted.
No strikes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Only strikes. Okay, man. All right. I give up. I'm bad. Hello and welcome. This is Total Spotfest. That's Jamie. I am JJ. That is Austin Reddick. We are back at you. T-minus 1 week for those of you counting to our annual Halloween spooktacular. You do not want to miss it this year. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. You know, I'm trying to manage your expectations properly, but you do not want to miss this next week. But I'm glad you're here for this week. If it's your first time watching, hello and welcome. We do this every week on a Wednesday night, usually a Wednesday night, about a half hour or so after Dynamite goes off the air. Hit that big subscribe button down below, give us a thumbs up, and follow us on the internets at Total Spotfest. Jamie, we already know you had a fantabulous weekend, right?
It's pretty fucking rad.
Austin, how the hell was your weekend, man?
Not bad. We had a free weekend for the first time in a while. We watched WrestleDream from the comfort of our basement. I made some cheesesteaks on the griddle about it.
Ooh.
And also spent way too much money in Magic cards over the weekend. So
Magic cards?
Yeah, we played Magic the Gathering and watched WrestleDream. It was a good time.
Did you get those Spider-Man Magic cards?
We got a couple packs of Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I love Magic the Gathering, but like it's a weird fit.
I'm with you.
Spider-Man just doesn't belong in Magic the Gathering.
Well,
but
I
the art's rad. So we got a few packs for sure.
So I got a buddy who's a Twitch streamer, and he started a secondary thing where he does like rip and ship for like Pokemon cards and stuff. He's basically making his own like online like card store because he's a big card boy. He used to work in a card shop, the whole 9 yards, right? So he's got some friends that he got hooked up with suppliers, and he's been doing a lot of the Spider-Man lately. And I'm just like, I never got into I never got into card games like that at all. And it just baffles me how much that shit is. It's fucking insane.
It's ridiculous. Like, especially the Pokemon cards, which I don't play Pokemon, don't collect cards. But from being on trading card game websites and stuff, looking at prices on Magic cards, you see Pokemon pop up, and it's just out of control. I was actually buying some of the Spider-Man packs at a Best Buy a week ago, and as I was checking out, the teenager at the counter was like, "Oh, you getting some Pokemon cards too?" I was like, "Sir, I am almost 40. No, I'm not. I play adult games like Magic the Gathering."
Like Magic the Gathering. I had some extra Pokemon cards here. It's a long story, but
I got nothing, guys.
Yeah, I was never.
This is like the most Pokemon thing I got right here.
Yeah, like I played when I was like 9, and there was the original 150, and I don't know any of the ones beyond that, and there's been like 20 generations, so I'd be completely lost.
Oh, here we go. 151. So anyway, my buddy, he had some life stuff happen, and so a bunch of us kind of helped him out. We did a GoFundMe for him, and to thank him and thank us and everything, he did a bunch of like Pokemon giveaways. He gives to those of us who helped him out, right? I have no idea what this is. He's like, "Well, who are some of your characters?" Like, I don't do Pokemon, but he sent me some stuff, so I got whatever this is.
What's its name? We can't read it. It's too shiny.
It's in Japanese.
Even better.
Yeah.
I have a Pikachu. I know that. He gave me a Pikachu one here.
I know that one.
Pikachu?
Yeah, there's Pikachu. It's like the
so white, bro. Pikachu.
Right? Pikachu. And I got a Gengar of some sort. So
there you go.
Gengar's OG. I like Gengar. He's one of the OGs.
I just don't care. Don't send me anything, but he sent me a couple anyway. But anyway, go shout out.
So you're saying you want Pokemon cards for Christmas?
I'm just gonna send it to my buddy. Go check him out. He's over on the Purple website at AP Drop.
Google Translate does pictures, and it could translate words like right off that. So you could probably take a picture of it and tell you what it is.
I probably could if I cared.
It could be worth some money.
Here's the thing.
I'm pretty sure he didn't send us off the ones that are worth like hundreds and thousands of dollars. I'm just saying.
if we want to get engagement on the Total Spotfest Twitter, post a picture of that card and be like, I was arguing with my co-host Jamie. I said this was Pikachu. Do one that's not Pikachu. Be like, I said this was Pikachu. Everyone tell him he's wrong. And you will have 1,000 nerds commenting telling you you're wrong. And then the engagement goes up and we make millions of dollars. Foolproof plan.
Speaking of engagement on Twitter, nice segue, sir. For all of our fans on here, hopefully you have gone out to Twitter and you have seen our tweet that has 92,000 views. It is a video from WrestleDream right when WrestleDream flips over from the pre-show to the main show and the pyros are going off while FTR and Jet Speed going at it. It's rad. Have well over 500 likes, including Ricochet, Samantha Irving, Tony Khan, Speedball Mike Bailey, and of course Dax. So yeah, we had quite a few.
We went viral.
Yeah, we went mini viral, guys.
Jamie went viral, but I mean it's under ours, so we went viral. Yay!
That's we. I was like, we went viral.
Yeah, you did all the work though, so kudos to you. Thank you, great job for doing. We're gonna talk more about your experience here in just a second. I want to get this out of the way here this week. How was your boys' week in fantasy football?
Mine was outstanding.
I know your match was close as hell, then it wasn't. Jamie actually won. Now, I mean, how? You have SK, who just got in a freaking car accident. By the way,
he put people in there. They bombed out. Like seriously, he actually did stuff.
He did bad. But for those of you listening, our friends SK Bishop and Campbell Myers, the premier. If you haven't heard, we talked about it briefly last week. But yeah, they suffered. They were in a really bad car accident. Okay, and I have their Twitters linked down below. Go follow them on Twitter at Live Nothing Else, right? You know, give them some well wishes. They should have links to like their big cartels and the other stores they got going on too. Go buy some merch from them. You know, they're gonna be out for a while. Especially Campbell. Campbell got really jacked up. But anyway, go follow them out. So
he's home though. He made it home. So
he is home. But yeah,
not only is he home, but he is taking this recovery time to grow up a bit. Because I just saw him tweet the other day. He finally watched The Lost Boys, which is one of the greatest movies of all time.
He just watched The Crow today.
Yeah.
Holy hell!
He's getting educated in his recovery.
Finally, he's maturing right in front of our eyes, boys. Oh, he's all grown up.
El Juggler, whoop whoop, let's do this.
My week was redeemed. We'll talk about that in a second here, because I had Megan Faulkner as my opponent, and the match started off like it was not going to be a good JJ, right? And it was that way until the fourth quarter in Denver started, because I had Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton in there, and my God, that game was fucking bonkers, by the way. If you didn't watch it, shame on you. That game was ridiculous. But out of nowhere, Bo Nix just throwing for 45 points, and it still was up in the air. You know what we're gonna do? Well, I had Jameer Giggs, who by the time I got home from work had already sealed the win with like 30 points. You know, in the first quarter. So,
yeah, you almost had the highest score in the league this week.
I was so close, and then you and T2G were going at it. And then you weren't.
not only did I score 188 points in fantasy football this week, I left like 40 points on the bench because my running backs were useless.
You left a lot of points on the bench, man. You could have been stupid.
Late Saturday, the wife and I agreed to a deal. I sent her Tet McMillan for Quinshon Judkins. She needs a receiver. I need a running back. I thought it would take more time to clear. So I didn't think to check Sunday morning and put Quinshon Judkins in my lineup. Turns out, didn't need him. Highest point total of the week. Now, highest point total in the league on the year as well. Followed up with another trade just the other day with Jamie that will ensure my winning the league and his not coming in last, hopefully.
Are you sure about that? I saw that trade.
For both of us.
I saw that trade. I think Jamie got the best of that by far.
That gentleman is a win-win trade, which is the best kind of fantasy football trade. While Egbuka is phenomenal, we can only start 2 wide receivers a week, and I have Jamar Chase and JSN. So Egbuka's never cracking my lineup outside of a bye week, but my running back room was god awful. So Derrick Henry coming to me was a win. Ibuka go to Jamie was a win. That's how you make deals, gentlemen.
Okay.
And Chase Brown was just thrown in there, just sprinkled in there. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll take him.
Chase Brown was in there because I had too many people on my bench and I need to get a sub defensive player because Detroit's not playing this week. So I was like, I'll sweeten the pot a little bit. And
oh shit, I need to
Chase
get like
Brown. The Bengals have the easiest schedule for running backs going forward. So Chase Brown could be something.
I don't.
Oh yeah, well when the very first thing I did, so just to let you know, the very first thing I did, because I'm like, oh, Ibuka, that looks great. I look at what his week 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 look like. I'm like, New Orleans is on there, Carolina's on there, and all these like shit teams. Like, let's do this.
That's the beauty of the Total Spotfest Fantasy Football League. We all make the playoffs.
But in all seriousness, I'm still never gonna have Daniels and
you feeling all right there,
Jackson
Jamie? Are you
in my
okay?
lineup. Yeah,
okay?
I'll never have either one of Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson in my lineup at the same time. Just not gonna happen. I'm just
right.
Jaden Daniels and Brock Bowers in 3 other leagues on the same team, like in all 3 leagues, and it is killing me.
I got Brock Bowers, and that is it's a good idea until it's not.
That's accurate.
All right, enough about football. I don't know. We'll check into. We're getting
People
close.
aren't here for football. These people aren't here for football.
They're for wrestling. All right. So this past weekend, another AEW pay-per-view, and like we said, Jamie and his daughter, the Tyrant Megan, were front row, right behind. So who are you right behind? You were kind of like right behind Excalibur, or like the Taz?
No, we were 100% right behind Nigel. And the Spanish announce table. Actually, the Spanish announce table, like I was sitting right behind the first guy, not Gabriel, but the first guy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's where I was. And she was like Megan's seat, because we made it because like I wasn't gonna have her sit because she couldn't see over him. She's right between both tables.
She's between the booths.
She
okay,
had an
gotcha.
awesome view. Yeah.
Oh,
really quick before we march on with this pay-per-view, we got to talk about the wrestling that people want to talk about. And over in chat, our friend El Juggalo wants to know everyone's thoughts on JCW.
Oh, welcome in, El Juggalo.
Have y'all seen any JCW?
I've seen very little JCW. Not gonna lie.
I've seen. They're actually running a show here in Wichita.
Oh no shit!
On Monday or Tuesday. I might go. Everyone I talked to that has worked those shows has had nothing but good things to say. It's a good time. Everyone knows a Juggalo. We kind of know what they're about. Yeah. It's a party. It's a good time. So I almost worked the Gathering of the Juggalos like a decade ago.
No shit.
But I had shoot job commitments I couldn't get out of to go to. I forget where it is. I think it's Iowa. It's somewhere in the Midwest. I couldn't get out of it and go, but I'm sad I missed out because it's just having fun wrestling matches. And I don't know if this is still the case. They used to book a lot of old timers as well. So you would just have a bunch of random like 80s and early 90s stars just having base gas matches. But everyone's getting drunk. Everyone's having a good time. Like, yeah, I enjoy JCW. I haven't seen a ton of it, but everything I've seen, I enjoy.
Yeah. I think that, like long gone are like the stigma about, because I remember when Juggalos first became a whole thing and it was all like, oh, I think we can well beyond look past that, it's been around for long enough. And I agree with Squatch's comment too about ICP, right? No matter what you think about their music and whatever, right? And their choice in soda, because one thing I will fight Juggalos on is that soda is terrible. It's terrible. It's bad.
There you go.
Bad. So bad. So bad.
I'll drink it. I like pretty much everything, so.
Okay, there's that. To each their own. Enjoy it as you will. But no, Squatch is 100% right. Their contribution to wrestling as a whole is fantastic. It can never be understated. So I'm with you. I'm with you there. And yeah, absolutely.
That's one thing I appreciate about like one. It has its own identity, which you need in pro wrestling. Be different. And it's run by people that genuinely love and appreciate pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Which we've all seen
There's
promotions where you question that. You're like, oh.
Yeah. There's nothing worse. There's absolutely nothing worse than going to a show that's just a show. Like it needs to have some kind of heartbeat. It has to have some kind of identity. And we all know, I mean, Juggalos definitely have an identity. I mean, that's just here. That's what it is. An ICP. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I listened to a little ICP back in the day.
Yeah.
I was
We were
trying
all
really hard.
teenagers when they were popping off, and like that was the most fun music you could listen to as a teenager.
So El Juggle, you'll appreciate this. I have daughters in softball. I don't know how much you've watched of our show, but I have daughters in softball, and I literally tried to get one of them to have chicken hunting as their
Just music. That's
walk
amazing.
song. I
That's
just
so
played it so
good.
bad at the very beginning of it because it's so fire.
Which daughter was this?
Audrey,
Okay.
my youngest, she's impressionable.
She's the one you can still mold the most.
Yeah,
It's getting
but
close.
So, do you want to know what hers currently is?
What is it?
Scotty doesn't know.
You were so.
I feel like
She
you got
picked it herself.
to get her to walk up
Did
to
she,
some kind
though?
of wrestling thing.
Jessica last year walked up to Stone Cold.
That's perfect.
It's perfect. I was trying to get Jessica to change hers to Shelton Benjamin's in WWE, but no stopping me because that's fire too.
That's a great one.
But yeah,
Have her
always
come
trying.
out-
My Time, which is my favorite of the Triple H universe.
Have her come out to the Mounties theme.
The Mountie.
That'd be hilarious.
Or old school William Regal. He's a man. Just for the comedy of it. Please let us know in chat what WWE entrance song you want Jamie's daughters to come out as their walk-up song for softball. Let us know. All right.
Dude, it's so funny because you can always tell the parents, Scotty doesn't know, like when it starts coming on, because like she just does the very beginning loop, and then it goes, you know what I mean? It gets right to that point, and you see these people just start cracking up. It's like, yep.
You don't get all the way to the right behind her thrusting.
Yeah, no.
That would be amazing. All right, says the single guy with no kids. WrestleDream happened this past weekend. We got picks we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But since Jamie, you were there, like we talked about, front and center. Yes. Give us the inside. Junkyard Dog. That's amazing.
Yes. So honestly, I've been, like, we talked about this pre-show, but I definitely want to share. I've been to a lot of pay-per-views, and this one by far was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. Yes, I overpaid like a motherfucker, but wife doesn't know how much. And two, it's one of those memories that Megan and I will always have forever. Like literally, we start off, we get there, we get a swag bag, which happens to have this really nice throw blanket, which is already being used on my couches right now. A snapback hat, which is okay. I almost wore it. And then a pin, and it's like a really nice little bag. And then we went and got access to merch before anybody else, so we could buy whatever we wanted. So we got some of the new cowboy shirts, which are fire, by the way. And then we went downstairs and we met two wrestlers, and then we got pictures with a third group. I'll put it that way. So we met Tony Schiavone right off the bat.
Oh,
hell yeah!
That was fucking cool.
That's amazing.
Like, it's Tony Schiavone, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Schiavone. And then right after that, we met Chris Statlander, which I thought was really cool too. So we talked to Chris, and there's a couple young girls there who asked her, like, great questions, like, how'd you get in the business? And, who's your favorite wrestler growing up? I was like, well, actually, I didn't get into wrestling until I started actually training. And now I love wrestling more than anything in this world, blah, blah, blah. But, my trainers who trained me, like, she said that whole thing. That was really cool. And then after that, we had a group, and they told us specifically, behind the curtain a little bit, even if they're heels, you still got to cheer for them. But I was 100% behind the cheering because LFI rolled out with Roosh, Dralistico, the Beast Mortos, and Sammy Guevara. So Sammy was fine. Actually, Sammy was really nice. I would give all of them props. I did say Beast Mortos because he came out like, where are your sunglasses, bro? And all of them were giving him. She's like, sunglasses are over. It's like, yeah, that's what everybody says. Roosh was really nice. He definitely. I thought he's gonna be a lot taller. To be honest.
I've had that
He
impression
doesn't
with
look
a
like a
lot.
super tall dude to me.
I honestly
mean,
I've had that impression with a lot of wrestlers that I've met. Now, I know I'm not the tallest guy, but I always felt.
yeah,
like...
no, I mean, you're taller than Roosh. Roosh was just barely taller than me, and I'm 5'10". I think he's probably about 6'1", somewhere in that area. But I thought he was just a little bit more imposing. I guess I don't know, but homeboy can dress. That's for damn sure. Super nice. That was a lot of fun. And then right after that, we had our ringside experience and part of VIP, and we were able to go out to the ring. We are not allowed at all to touch the canvas. That was the only rule. You could take pictures everywhere, you could do whatever, but you cannot touch the canvas. I'm like, so we went out there, took pictures around there, and then we went to the very front, like the entrance area. They gave us belts, so we got the World Championship belt.
Yeah.
And the women's, those are legit. They aren't replicas. So the women's was the very first run of that belt.
Okay.
So like it had wear and tear on it, patina, it had all the things. Like it was the very first women's belt of that iteration. And then it was like the third version of the AEW belt, the championship belt that I held. That was really fucking cool. And that's just pre-show, guys. We get to our seat. Nigel comes out. I'm like, "Hey, Nigel," and he just goes like that to me. I'm like, "Perfect." Like it was great. And the show starts, and I have to say, St. Louis crowds are great. I'm going to give props to St. Louis wrestling crowds. Out of all the crowds I've been to out of the city, Kansas City, they are number 2. My heart of hearts think Chicago probably has the best fan base in wrestling that we've been to. Plus, they probably had like 8,000 more people. But crowd was hot all night. They were all over the Bucks. We had people coming right in front of us. Literally had Jamie Hayter and Tekla right in front of my face. Jamie Hayter smacked my arm really hard, like I had my phone. I thought she was trying to smack my phone out of my hand, which was hilarious.
That'd be so funny.
Because Tekla was beating her up. Yeah, we had all sorts of good shit. Like Mike Bailey fell right in front of us. Dude, everything was cool. Sting walking literally right in front of us was one of the coolest moments. Because I mean, we're old school guys, right?
Sting. Yeah,
it's the Stinger. You know, just he's old. He looks like
Grandpa Stinger now.
He definitely looked like a silverback walking by, but who gives a shit? It's Sting. And like we lost our mind, and overall the show was absolutely great. The heel turn by Joe was done so fucking good. It was perfect. Like no one was expecting it, and then the tease starting to turn face was great too. It is the start. We're definitely gonna talk about that here in a little bit. But WrestleDream, gentlemen, I will never spend that much money on a show ever again unless like, I have an opportunity to go like All In or something like that, or like all of us like when you know somebody moves out of state, you know, like if there's a big wrestling thing, you know, we might do it then.
Awesome. So, I mean, I know you said too, you know, because you know Megan's getting up there. She's a sophomore in college now, right? So before too much longer, she's gonna be moving on with her life and doing things and stuff like that, right? So it was nice to get that little moment in there for sure.
It's cool. It's cool as shit.
What was your favorite match that you guys saw?
Oh, easy. Bandido versus Takeshi and Okada.
Okay.
Live,
yeah,
that match was fucking amazing.
That's a hard one to top.
I mean, on TV, that was hard. Fucking amazing. Yeah.
So the Bucks and Jurassic Express was really good too. Like both those tag team matches were so good. And so it's funny because Megan and I were sitting there watching. Our low point of the show was Tony and Stat for us.
I don't think that's funny.
That's not a low bar. Like, it wasn't like terribly low. It was still a solid ass match. I thought honestly Mercedes and Mina was better. I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought that match, like live, that shit looked great. Like Mina is so good, and we know what we have in Mercedes.
I think my thing with Stat and Tony is that the story ended last pay-per-view. Like this whole extra bit, it just I was so not interested in it because it's like you should have ended the whole thing, right? And kind of felt like filler a little bit. You're just running it back, with Tony and just, I don't know that I wasn't really into that match, the Mercedes and Mina kind of came out of, sideways nowhere too. I felt like Thekla and Jamie to me was my favorite women's moment of the pay-per-view of the whole night. That's the one I think had most stakes. I felt like to it, the Chris and Tony. I just never felt like there was any question about what they were going to do with it, and it was to me kind of a pointless match to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there wasn't a satisfying conclusion either way. Like we all knew Statlander was going to win and retain, but
yeah.
No one's excited about that, but also if Tony just wins the belt back, no one's really excited about that either. And like people support both women, but story-wise, there's really no reason to give a shit. Although when we get into Dynamite, we'll kind of circle back and tie this in because I think there's a reason that was done, but we'll save that for Dynamite.
Okay. Now, interestingly enough, you said your low match was that, and you didn't include. Are you neglecting the pre-show matches on purpose in that evaluation, Jamie? Because there was a hook match in front of your eyes.
Doesn't count. That automatically gets thrown out. That automatically gets thrown out.
That's like the low score in gymnastics. It's already gone. It doesn't. It's.
I went and got us a hot dog at that point, and not.
Yeah, okay. I missed the pre-show. I was making cheesesteaks.
Well, I did watch the women's tag match, and I watched the FTR Jet Speed. Thank God. Although
I made it on the main show.
I did. I mean, I love how they did that. Kind of give some cred to it.
So good.
It was very good there. 8-man tag was cool. It was fine. Trios match again, sort of the same thing. Hurt Syndicate. We'll come back to them a little bit. As far as our picks go, we were a few of us were all a little bit over the place. I'm talking about you, Austin. Matt was way out of it. Matt was just picking things left and right. Didn't know what was going on. It came down to the fact that Jamie, myself, and Megan were dangerously close to all having perfect cards, right? And Jamie and I had literally the exact same card all the way through, right? So I'm looking at this thing as we're going along here. It's me and Jamie going to tiebreaker, and I felt pretty good about my chances there. And then out of nowhere, they let Bandido retain the titles.
Yeah. Open the door for Megan.
And here goes Megan, who only missed the women's tag match on the pre-show. She missed that one, but she had everything else right. So it's just like, God! So we got a 3-way tie going into the finals. Not the final match, but the world title match, of course, was our tiebreaker, as it always is. And being that it wasn't the final match, low score pretty much won because it was 19 minutes was the match, and Megan had the low score. It was just you and me, Jamie. That belt is good. I am putting my official protest in right now. I feel like I got cheated on this somehow. I don't know how, but I did. Well, regardless, I'm taking the belt off of you there, Austin. Boom. Jamie.
All right, it's staying in the FWO.
Your turn on them is going to be so great. I cannot wait for it to happen. It's going to be, it's coming.
It's not going to happen, dude.
This man turned on his tag team partner, one of his best friends. Come on.
I know.
I have also eliminated my wife from every battle royal we've ever been in by teaming up to eliminate someone with her, celebrating, and then dumping her ass over the top rope. I cannot be trusted.
This is the most obvious double turn I've ever seen in the life of this show. It's going to come
I
so
told you,
gloriously.
I am the giant of the FWO.
Yes.
My allegiance is shifting the wind.
100%.
Hey, you know what? He's in a smoking era, and it's fine.
Oh, Smoking Giant was
was
so
peak
good.
wrestling.
Oh yeah, he smoked so much too. Oh my god. All right, I Quit match. How was it? It was a Darby Allin match through and through, Jamie. But how was it in person? I mean,
Well,
we saw your reaction when they tried to kill him on like live TV.
So first and foremost, why would they go after the main one and leave the Spanish announce table? That's bullshit. I protest. I want that in front of me.
Quality. They've been doing the Spanish announce table for decades. It's time to do the American announce table.
Well, and it's funny because after the show, even the Spanish announcers go, "We broke the streak." They were all celebrating. It was so good.
That's amazing. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah. That match was a tough watch. In a good way, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I bet it resonated very well on TV, just like it did live. But
Yeah.
the waterboarding was kind of cool. The only thing about that match, and this is probably the best way I can put it, Darby went through hell and back and didn't do shit. You get put in a sharpshooter and yell, "I quit," or sorry, a Scorpion Deathlock, and you say, "I quit,"
So not only was he in a Scorpion deathlock, he was drowning. There was like an inch puddle of water in the middle of the ring, and there was broken glass everywhere. That is the worst Scorpion deathlock you could ever be put in. There are hazards everywhere.
But they could have done it on a bed of tacks or something. Had his stomach on it, and he's leaning back into it. They could have done something a little bit more than just this good old fashioned Scorpion Deathlock. That is my only complaint about that fucking match. Other than that, it was really good, and I almost enjoyed it.
Oh, can't quite give the man his flowers, but understandably so.
The interesting thing about that match is how much they were hamstrung by the Missouri State Athletic Commission. Because you can't go into the crowd, you can't gig. They were limited a lot in what they could do with that match, which is kind of weird to do that in Missouri. Right. But a lot of what happened to that match was because of limitations from the Missouri Athletic Commission, because they are a pain in the ass.
I didn't even think about that, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's why you can't get into the crowd at all.
Yeah.
God damn you,
I like
Missouri State Athletic Commission.
I do like the finish, especially the follow-up we got from Mox tonight, which we'll get to in Dynamite. In a vacuum, Mox just tapping out to a sharpshooter, even if he was drowning and covered in glass, seems a little anticlimactic for this. But it was leading somewhere, and so I'm
I mean, there's we all picked Darby. We all knew that Darby was going to win. You even called this out. They did this 6 months ago. This exact same match, and same thing. Dragged him. They hung him up over the rope, and he hung him, and he immediately said, "I quit." Right? They've done this.
This is good character development for Mox. We'll save it for Dynamite, but I like where this is going.
Let's go right into Dynamite then, boys. And again, so Megan is our champion for now. We will see at Full Gear where that belt goes.
Not very far, sir.
Go fuck
Get back to me.
I hate you all. All right. Dynamite in San Antonio, Texas. Okay. So tonight's goal was multifaceted, gentlemen. We had to kind of put a bow on and finish up with WrestleDream. Begin build for Full Gear. We had our first official match announcement for Full Gear, as well as start some things, specifically a tournament we've been clamoring for a week since you teased us that there's going to be a goddamn tournament. So,
Now there is one.
what do you boys want to start? Do you want to dive straight through this, or do you got somewhere you want to go to first?
Let's start with the tournament. Let's start with the women's
Yeah.
division.
Let's just start
And
there. Yeah.
So women
that's-
there was a first. Don't know how many people in the bracket, 8 teams. But we can probably guess 8 teams. What it's going to be. In part and parcel with that, we had a match tonight that was a 4-team. There's after bracket. Tag team match with the winner getting to pick their first round opponent in this yet to be unveiled bracket. All right, everybody with me? We're still good? It seems very convoluted so far. So you had, and I'm not making up any of these names here. I'm just going to go straight to it. We had Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. You had Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata. You had Sky Blue and Julia Hart. And you had Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. Okay? So you had 8 women in the ring. I love what they're doing with the tournament to actually be able to give some depth, right? You only give us one match, give us a match with 8 women. Cool, right? You got tournament coming up. We're going to get plenty of women's matches here with women who don't usually see a ton of TV time. So that's the good part about it, right? This match was good, I felt that way a little bit too. So for those of you not in live chat here, our friend Squatch said he kind of felt like no real tag teams had been created. Like they've been slapping people together and poof, you're a tag team. And I mean, I think Julia and Sky are pretty much the only ones that are,
Well, Megan Bain and Penelope too. That's
they
about it.
they have been, same thing. But the other ones definitely feel like a lot of marriage together.
But counterpoint.
And because Austin loves this, so here, please.
Here's the logic, and this logic tracks. This makes sense.
Okay.
Why would there be women's tag teams when up until this tournament starts, there was no women's tag division?
No, there's no reason.
Like there were tag matches, but there's no reason to have actual established teams. You've got a few groups, but you don't have established teams because there's nothing for them to wrestle for. So, like, this is the creation of that tag division, and we will probably get some more consistent tag teams going forward from this. So that would be my counterpoint. Is yes, that's exactly what they're doing, but it's because this is the creation of the division. So, like, this is what you do.
I mean, I can get with that, Jamie. I mean, it's not like you've had the Inspiration hanging around here or the Elegance team, for a while. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at this, like a couple of them have been together a while. Like would I've liked to have seen this be a little bit bigger, gentlemen.
Oh, we all would.
Yes, at least. See, like, okay. Allow me, Tony, pay attention. What I would have done is made that match for a first round bye instead of getting to pick your opponent. So you get a first round bye, which more team to get in there, and then you can have qualifying matches in order to get into that match, and then you can draw it out till past Full Gear and have it happen at World's End, because maybe you have a 16 team or a 17 team tournament, and you have somebody with a bye, and then everybody else like works their way in, and then you go to the finals. Like, I don't know, like make it fucking interesting, because you have a very big women's division, and you have people just sitting at home. And they dropped the ball fucking putting Rio with Windsor. Sorry.
So, I actually think 8 is perfect for this. Do they have enough women to do a 16-team tournament? Yes. But if you do that, because if you look at the 8 teams right now, outside of Stat Mercedes, Mercedes in it. Outside of Stat, your actual champion, these are all women that are on TV pretty regularly. and you don't have outside of Tekla is not in the tournament, but if you have 8 more teams, you are now creating teams with women that aren't featured on TV, and these are 8 teams that are clearly losing in the first round because these 8 teams would be all the ones that advance anyway. And now you've shown your audience, hey, these other 8 teams, first round eliminations, not worth caring about. Whereas if you start with 8, once you get through the tournament, you can then feed and build up new teams 1 or 2 at a time, flesh out the division later on without having them just team up lost and not get seen on TV again for God knows how long.
Yeah. And I agree with Austin about the size, and I have a little bit different take on it too, kind of similar to that, is that you don't just put the entire division into a tag team, right? Tekla's not on this list. Does Tekla, does she deserve to be? Is she one of the top women? Yeah, she does, but she's doing other things, right? Not everybody has their eyes focused on a tag team championship, which give the tag team a little bit of some stakes, right? This is for tag teams, these women want to be in tag teams. So just some school for thought, okay?
I've always thought of tag team wrestling, at least this style, especially when they're introducing it, like you're trying to form tag teams. You're putting together people who are sometimes rudderless by themselves, right? And you give them an identity, then they're able to finally get on their own legs and then be able to blossom from there.
Yeah.
Could you heat up 2 more teams, 3 more, say 3 more teams? Let's say 3. Go to 11. Have a one team bye, and then you have like a match, if you will, and that one will face the 1 seed. And you could have a couple others, like the Vendetta. They are a tag team hanging out. What are they doing? Like there are women out there that deserve. Like where the hell's Nyla Rose been? Like we all love Nyla. Like put her in it. They should put her with Riho. I'm still saying that they should have went with the original champions.
That would have been a really fun.
Nyla and Riho.
Nyla and Riho would be great. I mean, apparently Britt Baker's still hanging around for some reason.
Yeah, for Tony.
I mean, I would have liked to seen Britain and Jamie Hayter for what it's worth, just saying.
No.
I feel like
Run it back.
Yeah, and they of course won the tag match, so they of course call out Sisters of Sin because that's who they've been feuding with, right? So that's who they're gonna meet in the first round. Later on, they announced the bracket, and the full bracket we've danced around enough. So you have on the left hand side you have Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada versus the Sisters of Sin, right? One of 2 actual tag team names that exist on this bracket, by the way. Okay, then you got Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron going up against Mercedes Moné, who was met with an Athena later on in the evening, and we'll talk about that later. But after Moné was kind of cleaning herself up from her in-ring confrontation, here comes Athena, who says that they should team up for logical reasons. And I agree. I could not agree more on this. I think I love this tag team of Mercedes and Athena. Okay.
My only problem with that, which is a minor problem because I'm glad they teamed them up and it makes sense, is that now that we look at the bracket, the finals are completely telegraphed, right?
100%. 100%.
We're getting Mercedes and Athena against Tony and Mina at Full Gear, which should absolutely slap. I'm not sad about it, but it kind of takes away from the tournament a little bit.
It takes away from the women you actually have that are actual tag teams, but I digress. Other side is, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford going up against the other actually tag team of Ty J, Anna J and Ty Conti or Guevara now, I guess, whatever. Is she going by Guevara? No.
It's just
Ty, right? Just Ty.
Ty.
He's just Ty. I don't remember. And then you have Mina Shirakawa, Timeless Tony Storm going up against Alex Windsor and Riho, which we all agree is the most
Hold on. Mina and Tony are named now. Yeah. They are the Timeless Love Bombs.
Oh, she did throw that out there. Well, that's not on the graphic that I have. I'm sorry.
It was a last-minute call.
It was a last-minute call. And I love it. Timeless Love Bombs.
Timeless Love Bombs.
I just thought of something, though.
What's that?
Your sex bomb.
clearly Mercedes and Athena versus Tony and is going to be the finals.
Absolutely, it's easy.
Are
they haven't said when they're doing the final. I think it's very obvious that the finals will probably be at Full Gear.
Well, Mercedes already has a match at Full Gear.
Mercedes does have a match at Full Gear. Touche.
Although I could see a scenario where she wrestles twice and
why
wins
not?
the tag titles and the AEW championship on the same evening. Could be something we're barreling towards here.
Or maybe Tony does the most unexpected, glorious thing and doesn't give us the very obvious into a tournament, right? Because let's be honest, boys. It's been a while since there's been an AEW tournament where you went, oh, wow. I'm glad that happened. I didn't know that was going to happen, right? Remember the very first tournament, the inaugural tag team tournament, when
I was about to say the same thing. That was probably the last time.
Yeah, Private Party beat the Bucks in like match 1. It was the greatest thing to happen.
One more. There was the other tag team tournament, was it 2 or 3 years ago, where FTR lost the infantry.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
So maybe they lose first round. Maybe it's Jamie Hayter and Amanada going against, and that would slap too. Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada versus Tony and Mina.
There's no way they're going to do this, but to me, the best booking scenario and the funniest in the world would be they get out there for that first round match, and as soon as the bell rings, Athena just beats the piss out of Mercedes Moné and leaves. And like, she never wanted to be her partner. This was just to set her up. That would be some Athena shit, and I would love it.
They could still do that. I would. Hey, man, have some faith here, right?
We've all waxed poetically about the face of the future and Willow Nightingale. This is the perfect time to put a belt on her.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my dark horse. I'm calling now.
Let's see.
Willow.
I hope they don't go completely obvious. That'd be great. Sticking on women, you did talk about Mercedes a little bit. Okay, so early in the night, Statlander had a little video promo where she did some weird pirouetting, okay? For what it's worth, I kind of like the awkwardness of it. Because we know she's still not a great talker, okay? She's trying her best at it. I give her credit. And she's overcompensating by doing some of this stuff. And the overcompensation, I actually kind of start to like now. Just throwing that out there. That's just me. All right. You guys can knock it down a peg as much as you want. Okay? But she accepted formally. Go ahead.
I didn't care about her talking, but the other thing she did tonight, which are we going to just roll right into that whole segment? Because that was one of my favorite TV wrestling segments of all time.
Talk about the Mercedes one. We're getting to it.
Yeah.
I'm starting with
talking. Her talking was not great, but goddamn, did she look like a top babyface later in the evening?
I know. So her talking's not great, but again, I'm just throwing that out there that I do kind of like her, the awkwardness of it, because her talking's not great. Just have her be like weird, and I'm good with that.
What if she was an alien?
It was an alien.
I think she still might be. I think that's still part of the gimmick. I have no idea.
She talked about it. They're starting to. It was her decision to take it out. This was in our interview. She decided to take it out, but now she's starting to work it back in slowly to see what works and what doesn't work with it.
You gotta play with it.
Alien again.
I'm good with that. Like I said, she's trying things, and I give her credit for that.
Honestly, and this fun fact, I felt like she had way more charisma just talking to us than when she has a mic in front of a camera. But
see that.
But I will say this. I thought that was one of her best promos that she's done tonight.
Thank you.
That's not a very high bar.
Not a high bar.
Yeah.
Not a high bar.
That's fair to say, for sure.
But it's definitely going in the right direction.
That's all I'm saying too. That's why I kind of like, she's trying some stuff, right? So at the pay-per-view, there was a lot of kind of, meeting of the women between Mercedes and this and that. And Mercedes now has 12 belts because it's just like, I feel like they're just creating wrestling promotions for her solely to get the belt of at this point, right? I feel like that's what's going on. I can't prove any of this. I'm probably way off, but that's what it feels like, Like this is definitely 2025 female Goldberg is what I feel we got going on here. Over the weekend, she won another 7 belts, It's just like, what the fuck? She threw out a challenge at the pay-per-view, so tonight was a celebration of 12-belt Ultimo Monet. Does it hurt you? They're still going with the Ultimo gimmick, even though she's not dressed like Ultimo.
It'd be cooler if she was, but it's still it's a good thing to run with.
Okay,
she needs to throw out a Dragon Sleeper once.
Just one time. Just one time. So she had a bunch of scantily clad men, belt boys as they were called, lining her entrance in with all of her belts. And in the ring, Renee calls her out. They got a big sheet cake for her, and here she comes in puppet form. And boys, did you pop as hard as I did when that puppet came up from under the table?
It was so good, and the segment only got better from there.
Yes.
I can't disagree. I cannot disagree. Like,
it's so good.
I was disagreeing with you, it's just to be dumb. It was so good.
So
good.
Harley Cameron obviously there with the puppet doing the whole, like, just completely mocking her and all that stuff, right? And to wit, the announcers were a little confused because Harley Cameron was, trying to get her to be on her team just a couple weeks ago, right? And so it's at this point JJ thinks in his head, that's not Harley Cameron under the table. That is Chris Statlander with Harley Cameron's puppet under the table. That's what I really thought was happening. So Mercedes comes out and she argues with the puppet.
And the puppet reacting to everything she said too was just it was so good.
So good.
Annoying.
It's a national treasure. And then the segment is coming to an end, and to your point, if you want to talk about it, like Mercedes was great in this, right? Full on heel, right? Very good. Very had that kind of whiny sort of, entitlement to her, which I think is good for her type of character, And then she slams the puppet into the cake. Okay. Which, and then pulls out. There's Harley, and it is Harley with the puppet, and she's chastising her and all this stuff. And then out from under the table comes another black hooded figure. It is Chris Statlander who slams her into the cake and then slams her through the cake and the table, and then very similar to how she was when she originally did the rebuff of the Death Rider's offer, going through the crowd, giving the double birds to Marina and Wheeler the whole time, She's had a very similar vibe with her, after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the most presence I've seen her have. And like I said, I think this is one where 2 years from now, we'll be like, remember that episode of Dynamite with Puppet Monet that got put through the cake? This was not only just an extremely entertainment segment, this did wonders for everyone involved. Mercedes looked like a heel and sold everything like a heel. Like, this is probably one of the best Mercedes segments she's had in the company. Chris Statlander looked like a top babyface. Harley Cameron's always over his shit, but stock only went higher from this. And there was a puppet on TV, which I'm always here for. This was perfection.
Cinema. It's just cinema. It's glorious. It's fucking glorious. That's all. That's it. Glorious. Period.
Puppet argument is fantastic. So the night began, of course, with recap of WrestleDream. Quick little Hangman promo. He's gonna destroy the world of Samoa Joe and all this, and because because of the heel turn that they did, and so they have their trios match. So Hurt Syndicate won at the pay-per-view. That earned them a trios title match. We're cashing that in to start the show, right? So you get Hurt Syndicate versus the Ops. Good fun. I still felt like there's too much MJ or MVP wrestling, right? Put MVP in, gets beat up a little bit here and there. He does his hits, but he was doing the majority of the wrestling. I know the thought, I guess, is to shield Sheldon and Bobby from looking weak. I don't know. I feel like you got too much MVP wrestling here, But comes down, Ricochet, distracts MVP, which leads to, the Ops getting the victory. And so they're still running with the Hurt Syndicate and the man for some reason. I don't know why.
I defended that a week ago, but now it's time to move on to other things.
I know exactly, right?
Want to disagree, but I can't. I'm like,
I'm
trying to find a counterpoint of how I want to see this. I'm like, I've already seen it.
It's like
times.
Exactly. So Samoa Joe does great. Speaking of promos, there is a Samoa Joe in the world, right? And so he explains why he did what he did, right? First of all, he says it's great to be in San Antonio because this place is the perfect place to get all the fat women for Powerhouse Hobbs. And I didn't know Hobbs was a chubby chaser, but I do love his reaction with the little so there's that.
I like that fat women in San Antonio is a bit from a random comment Charles Barkley made like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah,
it has never died.
It's so good. It's so good. And there's all the cheap pops he throws in there. All your sports teams, blah blah blah, all this stuff, right? I do. Joe doesn't need any justification for what he does, right? He's still kind of neutral, even though he just completely turned on your biggest baby face. He's still a neutral in the eyes of the crowd. And his whole reasoning being is just because he's Joe. And if you are a top champion, he's coming after you. Now, that's really all you need. I mean, I get it. So, but it feels like they're not moving away from this. Is the part that I'm just like, okay, whatever,
Yeah, I love that just on a dime, they became heels on Saturday, and he just came out here, grabbed the mic, and it's still just a Joe promo, but a little more attitude now. Joe is the perfect guy that he's a face unless he's beating up someone you like, and then you still don't really want to boo him because it's Samoa Joe and he rules.
Yeah, I mean, people are still chanting Joe, which tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, I mean, he does do the cheap heat stuff, of course, but it's Joe. It's just Joe. And I feel like the reason this back at least one more time is for 3 simple letters. MJF. He's going to be back here shortly. We're going to run it back at World's End. I think we are just having a filler. Don't want to heat somebody else up right now. Just stick with what you got because it's good. Because now, before they were friends and now they're enemies. Come on now. Just that match one more time, and we'll just run it back Full Gear.
I could see this leading to a triple threat at Full Gear with MJF, Joe, and Hanger.
I think MJF shows up.
Yeah, I don't
on the Wednesday before,
or at Full Gear.
I think they set up. I could see them setting up Joe and Hanger again. And MJF showing up a week or two before to say he's catching his contract to make it a triple threat. Because that would actually make sense in character for MJF. He just lost to Hanger. But in a triple threat, you can still win.
100%.
Well, let's hope so, Regardless, I'm good with that. I think heating up another guy is another filler. Yeah, you don't really need to. You had other promos throughout the night. You had Darby Allin do a little promo. He won't stop, never stop. Yeah, okay, whatever. Just Darby Allin. Jurassic Express did a little promo too. Going on here. But to you guys' point, the promo King of the Night was by far the little video package from Jon Moxley. Okay, showing him in the bathroom, blood, glass hanging out of his, and talking about his failure, question mark, and I love the way that he starts off with this. It's like how Darby Allin, you just couldn't do it. You just can't get over your, what was it? Your attitude to never say die, and is gonna bite you in your ass eventually. I love that. I'm butchering the line. I know. Sorry. Right. But I love that whole sentiment and the way he was going about it.
Yeah, I love the character work too of just accepting the loss. And then explaining it as, in my heart, I knew he would quit. But admitting he was wrong, Darby beat him. And just this descent into madness from Moxley is super interesting.
Yeah.
I think this could lead to him not exact parallel, but a similar thing like what we saw with Hanger, where we saw this character growth and this reaction to shit that was happening on the show, which is what should happen to characters, just made him an even better character. And I see the same thing happening with Mox.
I want to thank Jon Moxley for adding depth to a wrestling character that we have not seen in a long time. And not the Hanger way, because Hanger had a different avenue. I think this one just resonates with me a little bit more. I don't know. Just because, I am an asshole. And it just kind of hits me in the asshole. You know what I mean? Like in the
Wait, it hits you in the asshole.
Hits me in the asshole.
Hey.
Yeah. This part of the asshole. The heart of the asshole. Not the asshole of the asshole.
I know what my new t-shirt's going to be.
Let me be clear, because I'm getting roasted because I forgot to put live on my tweet, by the way, which I still find that fucking hilarious. But anyway, what he's doing right now, admitting fault, admitting these things, but still thinking that he's doing all these, like he's still right, and the fact that he doesn't have a belt to prove that he doesn't need it. He is
never needed the belt.
Way more interesting without that damn belt. And he's right about Darby. The moment Darby figures out he doesn't have to give a shit all the time, that's when he's going to ascend. Calling it now.
Well, that's the kicker of this whole thing, is that if you take a step back and look at it holistically, kayfabe holistically, okay? Let's be real, right? Moxley is right about all of this, really, right? He's about trying to ascend, hiding the title away was because why does the title need to be proven? He was like, it's about, proving yourself as the man, right? Or being the top. This is like, if you vacuum world here in kayfabe, he is right about all this. And that's the part that I love about the character work they've done all these months. And yes, we got tired. We bitched and moaned for months about the Death Riders. But when you look back at the whole of it, you're like, oh shit, yeah. Character-wise, at least in his eyes, right? He is right about it.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't mind the finish at WrestleDream either, with him just tapping on the Scorpion Deathlock after all. Darby did what he's been claiming he wants the young guys to step up and do the whole time. Like, Darby showed he's not going to quit. He's going to stand up for AEW. Like, it makes sense. And I'm even more interested in what Mox is doing going forward than I was coming out of the loss to Hanger. Like, I feel like this is finally really picked up steam, and now he is his own interesting character and not just the antagonist for all the baby faces on the show.
Well, let's talk about that, because they go right into that with the unexpected beginning of a feud with Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, first of all, I love this match. This match is so good, right? And especially with Danielson on commentary, talking about the technical prowess of both of them, right? Very absolutely right. It was very much a technical submission love fest for Jamie. I know.
I was happy.
Yeah, he was full hard on. He was doing great over there. Okay, and Moxley, his character work, and they kept and Danielson, having Danielson on commentary for all this is the fucking cherry on top of the
good.
banana split.
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
Oh, yeah, and talking about how he's not going for the proper reversal or the proper break of the submissions that Kyle kept putting him in, right? And throughout the whole match, and he gets down to the point where instead of going for a way to win, he just elbows Paul Turner, just flat out, right? Just like, well, no, boom, elbows, and then out comes Bryce Remsburg, and they call the match, right? So, is the loss getting to him? Is all this getting to him, or is it just like you guys like you talked about this, Austin, here, and this is kind of his growth into this new version of this character here, where it seems like, at least, and again, this is one match after one pay-per-view loss, but it seems like he's starting to lose those answers and lose that grip on, control like he had.
Yeah, and that's just super interesting character development. Like I was just saying, his whole thing for the year Death Rider's been around was someone needs to step up and take this from me. Someone needs to step up and be the guy. Well, now dudes are doing that, and it's not going well for you. And that's a fun progression of that character in that story. And I love that they put Kyle O'Reilly in the spot, too. It just made Kyle O'Reilly look even better.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when's the last time you saw Moxley have a really technical match? I forgot how good he is technically.
It's been a little bit.
Like legit.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Legit totally forgot how really good he is. Because he's been brawling for the past 18 months. Like every now and again he'll bust one out, but it's like few and far between. And then this was fire. And then right after the conglomeration, and all I want is Marina and Roddy to fight. That's it.
First of all, go ahead.
So maybe this is the beginning of the descent of the Death Riders. And maybe that's when Marina leaves the Death Riders, is when Roddy just beats Mox's ass. Like, that would fit in character for everybody.
Well, I mean,
awesome.
They very much did. So they followed up with the conglomeration and Roddy. I love the fact that Roddy is just kind of there but not there, right? He's still not on board with
He doesn't know what to do with that Adam Cole.
Yes.
It's so good because, again, somebody who, by our admission, is not the greatest talker, right? He had a real good character with the whole neck thing, and the random yelling, that was funny for a while, but it's so good for him, just he had to be drug out before Kyle's match, begrudgingly for their little yay, go team.
Their 90210 theme entrance, which is fire, by the way.
I know. You love 90s sitcoms. Here you go, boys. But this whole match,
Ishii is part of that.
I
Ishii in that video is hilarious.
It's so good. It's so good. But Death Riders versus Collaboration and Roddy Strong, and I think there's so much of it that it definitely has a lot of the vibes from NWO versus the original NWO and the WCW rising to finally meet them, right? I think that they've laid enough groundwork for potential offshoots for the Death Riders to go into when that time comes as well, too. And maybe Roddy plays a role in some of that. I could very well see that, right? I still don't want to rule out Statlander as being a part of this, maybe potentially in the future, depending on how Stat's run goes. Seems like seems like they finally have direction for her. But from something that we 6 months ago were begging and screaming for them to kill, we're still talking about this shit.
It was just that early year. It was the Edge stuff or the Adam Copeland stuff. Like that was really the down.
the forceful Adam Copeland prove it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's like, he's you. What do you mean? Earlier on in the evening, the Young Bucks were knocking on Tony Khan's door. They want another money match because the one they lost wasn't enough, apparently, right? And they are begging and screaming and pleading and saying to Tony that they'll fight anybody and they'll fight with anybody, which finally gets him to open his door. And the first TV appearance of Tony Khan in months. Okay,
It wasn't a special announcement.
it was not a special announcement. You are correct. Thank God. Thank you for correcting me there. So he says, okay, so this Saturday, what he's going to do is he's going to do Jurassic Express and Jet Speed and the Young Bucks. But no, it's going to be Jurassic Express and Jet Speed versus the Young Bucks and this team, which he opens his door to reveal FTR. And the chubby have to return to all of our lower regions because, yes.
Dude, Collision looks great this week.
Collision. Yeah. I mean,
I got HCW Saturday night here in Wichita,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have to watch Collision Sunday morning because that looks outstanding.
I mean, Tigers play earlier in the day, and it's gonna be a tough one. But I should be able to get home and actually watch Collision, free and clear of any other football obligations. So I'm excited because Collision looks fire. We're getting that. We're also getting a run back. Mina Shirakawa talked about her whole promo game. And then we had a run back of Mina and Tekla, which, for those of you not in the know, please do your research and go back and watch their feud, especially the ending of Mina's run in Stardom. Spoiler alert, Tekla kills her. And, that's basically how they write her off. Not really.
I love their little promo segment too.
Yes. Oh,
Can't wait.
so glad they're doing that. All right. So Kyle Fletcher had a quick little promo where he said he's done with Mark Briscoe, and out comes Mark Briscoe to say he's not done with Kyle Fletcher, and he begs for one more match. To which Jamie Don Callis says,
Nah, bro.
"You're not even paying attention to me, are you?"
Oh, I did. I'm like, it says what? Like, I thought you were gonna say it.
No, I was passing it to you to say no.
Oh, sorry.
He served you a fastball over the plate and you watched it.
I'm like, wait, I didn't know. Well, he doesn't usually tee me up like that, so I'm like, wait, what?
I know. That's why.
Okay,
I'm
let's try it back.
I'm
Let's try it
trying
back. Everybody, forget what you just thought. Okay,
All right. So, Mark Briscoe is not apparently done with Kyle Fletcher, so he begs for one more match. He doesn't need a million, just one more match. To which Jamie Don Callis responds with,
No.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the. We'll be here. We'll
I
be
didn't
here
know
every
you
week.
tee me up. Seriously. I'm like,
This segment does bring up something a bit weird. So last week we were talking about WrestleDream looked like it could be a Dynamite, story-wise.
Correct.
Match-wise, it was great. And it seems even more so now because we're doing a lot of the same shit leading into Full Gear.
Yeah.
Which is, it's still going to be good. It's fine. Like, we just had a whole ass pay-per-view. Like, half the shit did not get resolved in any meaningful manner.
I know. It's just like, and then this one here, which is billed to be match 5. This was the rubber match. This is the finale, the ending. And they're immediately going to run it back one more time.
I don't think they are.
I hope.
I think he's literally just told me I get to the back of the line. And if they do, then somebody else will come up. So, fun fact, during this match, I was messaging a friend about this very same thing. Let me pull it up. And actually, this guy, I was at WrestleDream, by the way. Shout out, Brett. And he goes, where is it? Oh, who do you think will be the one to beat Fletcher? And I said, honestly, no one. Like, this is what I said. And I was like, I don't know. And then he's just like, well, I think it was supposed to be hologram, but hologram and I'm like, it's never gonna be hologram. I appreciate that. And it's like, I said it needs to be a solid face. And then we just kept going through names. I'm like, maybe Orange. You know who I'd really like to see? I'd like to see Eddie Kingston get heated up and be the one to go after it, because that makes a lot of sense. Because Eddie don't give no fucks, and Eddie would be the one. And he's like, oh, I'd really like to see Kenny Omega. I'm like, Kenny's too high, which I appreciate. But he really wants like a big name to take it off of him, or at least go for it. I think you could heat up Eddie really quick. I don't think it'd take very much time at all to heat up Eddie.
It
Eddie
wouldn't.
would be a good choice.
I legitimately like the mindset of a big name, though. Not so much for the belt to win the belt, but for Kyle Fletcher. Because your whole bill of what you're doing with Fletcher is moving him into that top tier. And he's on the precipice of it as it is, right? There's just not enough room right now with all the other moving pieces you got in there. But I think that when you do take that belt off him, somebody like Kenny Omega, which Don Callis family story fits fucking fantastically, right? I think it'd be great for Kyle Fletcher, right? I think that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know they still got the tag team going on. I think heating up someone like Speedball for a TNT title match pay-per-view would be a good choice.
Cool. That'd be cool.
And there's always the go-to answer that's never wrong, which is Riho.
That's the
one. Thank you, Heidi Howitzer. That's your wife. Glorious. That's your wife.
Chime in from the peanut gallery.
Riho is always the right answer. We all know that.
Rio's always the right answer. Unless you ask me what was the match of the night, then Rio's not the answer, because if you said anything other than Bandido and Kazuchika, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, you need to have something checked.
So, can we have a serious conversation about Bandido?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just instant yes or no. And then we can, of course, go into it.
I'm ready to go.
Is he the best luchador in the world right now?
I'm thinking.
I think subjectively, possibly.
Okay. I mean, obviously there's bias to this, so that's why this is a subjective show.
It's very subjective. It's very hard for me with El Hijo del Vikingo still exists. It's hard for me to call somebody a better luchador.
See, my thing with Vikingo is, what more is there to see?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see as much innovation, but like the shit he does is so top level and amazing. Like, there's not really a lot up to go. But I think I would be more hype for a Bandido match against any random competitor you want to pick than a Vikingo match.
Okay.
That being said,
I can understand that. I mean, I struggle because Bandido is on a ripper. I mean, let's be honest.
Conversation, but for me personally, Mortos and Hechicero still exist.
Not even Mystico. You're not even throwing Mystico out there.
No,
right?
Mortos and Hechicero.
Dude. And Mystico.
Although Mystico, it deserves to be in that conversation as well.
Oh, Squatch brought it up too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jamie got it. Yeah. Jamie, what about answer your own damn question?
Absolutely. Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt.
You're all in Bandido.
Yeah, like we were watching him live, and I'm like, I've seen luchadors. I think luchadors are amazing. Like, I'm not the hugest flippy, spinny shit kind of guy, as we know. I love Hechicero. Like, Hechicero is probably my favorite technical lucha of all time. I mean, I've seen some good ones there. And Bandido is just head and shoulders just over anybody, because One of the things I've always felt about most luchas is they don't have a whole lot of charisma because they just have a really cool mask. You know, they don't really have that pizzazz, that it factor, unless they're very special, right? Rey Mysterio, very special. Mascara, very special.
Pentagon.
Bandido, very, very special.
Yeah.
And he's quick, and he does all the cool shit that everybody wants to see. But the thing is he makes everything believable. Instead of like trying to set up his move like 45 seconds, I'm looking at you, Commander. You know,
Master of the ropes.
He works so well, and I don't know. Like, watching him live gave me a deeper appreciation for how great he truly is.
Eddie's in his own category. Squatch. I'm just going to stop you right there. Eddie is Eddie. Eddie's just over. Eddie's Eddie.
Eddie is one of one.
Yeah.
Especially with Eddie, he kind of transcends being a lucha.
He does.
He was such a mix of lucha and the American style that was popular in the 90s that, like, you'll never get another Eddie Guerrero.
What do you think Eddie Guerrero would be doing right now if he is alive?
Oh, my God.
Think he'd still be wrestling?
No.
No.
I don't think he'd still be wrestling.
I think he probably owned AAA or CMLL at this point.
100%. I think he'd be running something.
He would have
there.
some his hand in something.
He'd be on TV as the GM or the owner of whatever, if not physically involved as the owner. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think he would still be involved in wrestling, and he would definitely be a character on a show. I don't think he would still be in the ring, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'd be like 50-something right now. 60-something.
He'd be in his 60s. Yeah, he'd be in his 60s.
Would he be 60? I thought he was close to age as Ray. Maybe not. Ray started super young, but yeah.
I think Ray was younger. Anyway, but by God, this match, and as good as Bandido is, you still have on the other side of this coin the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Who, that finish alone, the match is great. I love the kind of like the indifference to his family. Like, he didn't even need to go over there and like flip off his family or anything. Just sitting there, just smiling at them, right? You know, sort of the indifference he has, right? You know, big game Kazuchika, you know, he just got it, right? But I absolutely adored the finish of this match. Because if you pay attention, you saw Kazuchika after he took that first 21 plex, right? Gets back up, does all this, comes here, misses the Rainmaker, gets hit again, gets set up for that. You see him purposefully back himself up one full step so that when he goes to do the 21 plex, he doesn't hit the ropes right into the Rainmaker. The genius that is the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, ladies and gentlemen. So good. Oh.
Yeah, this finish was perfect. And it's always super rad when there's a move you've seen done plenty of times, and when someone figures out a new counter for it. In this case, it was back up 6 inches, and you're good. So, Squatch, I will disagree with you that the Okada character is stale, but he's definitely dropping that belt to Takeshita in the finals of the C2.
All right, Jamie.
I think it might be sooner. I think they might go at it full gear.
I definitely think it's gonna be Full Gear. Thank you.
I am not excluding that match happening at Full Gear. I think that it's going to happen at Full Gear. I think Okada's going to win, and Takeshi's going to enter the Continental Classic and then beat him in the finals.
I'm down. I could see. Okay, that
like give me that match twice. Absolutely, any day of the week.
Well, we want to see that match multiple times. Well, I love, and here's another thing. We talk about fractures and stuff when it came to Death Riders too. I love how they do that afterwards. The whole family comes out. When did Chuck hurt himself again? By the way, he was in a cast, right?
Yeah, he like broke his elbow or some shit.
He literally had a match 2 weeks ago. What the fuck? Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. That man is built of glass. I swear to God. I love Chuck. He's great, but come on. Whole family comes out except for Takeshita, whose music then rings, and here he comes in the ring. You know, looking very angry, and then I love Okada and him just kind of jarring back and forth, right? And we totally glossed over the fact that the missed Rainmaker with the immediate kind of hidden, so Don couldn't see it, finger to Takeshita. Oh, so good. But yeah, Callis goes out to stop him, and Kyle Fletcher goes out to talk to him. Because him and Kyle are tight in the context of the Don Callis family, right? They're the originals. Fracture coming? Do we think maybe?
I still think Kyle Fletcher is staying in the Don Callis family. Takeshita is clearly leaving sooner rather than later. But that's a fun thread you can pull on after the Okada business is done. I think, like, I would like to see Kyle Fletcher have a long run with that TNT title because you can keep making the title look better and keep elevating him. I think once we get into January, whenever we come upon the next pay-per-view, having Kyle Fletcher challenging Takeshita for his newly won Unified Championship without the TNT title on the line. One is a match I absolutely want to see. Two is another way to elevate Kyle Fletcher without having him win another belt. Because he can lose that and still come out looking like $1 million.
Is it to elevate Fletcher or to elevate Takeshita? Because I feel like they've elevated Fletcher to soaring heights already within AEW. I mean, remember the cage match against Ospreay, you know, what they're doing with him now. He got a title shot not too long ago, you know. But I feel like Takeshita, and as much as we all love Takeshita, let's talk about character-wise. Within the world of AEW, Takeshita needs a bigger push to get to the top of this food chain as well.
I think once he takes the unified title off Okada, he's there.
Yep.
Like, that's one of the biggest things you could do in the company.
I'm with you.
And you have Takeshia's unified champion, Kyle Fletcher's TNT champion, elevating both of them along the way. But I do think once Takeshita beats Okada for that title, I think he's going to be looked at as above Kyle Fletcher as far as the top guys go. Like, that is going to be a career-making moment in this company for him.
I think you're absolutely right on that, just for the simple fact that I don't know if you guys noticed what's on Takeshi's shoulder.
No, he's got the IWGP title. I know.
That is pretty damn big. Like, it is the biggest in all of Japan. Fight me, DDT. But
no, I can't.
He is the man. And the faster he gets away and gets that unified belt, he is not only going to, I'm saying this now, and I will take the Mark Stradamus stamp, but the moment he takes it off of Okada already had the belt here. It is going to become officially the number 2 belt in the company. It is going to leapfrog as soon as he gets it, because he's got what the kids call aura, ladies and gentlemen. He has got it. Every last ounce of it. He doesn't have to say a damn word. He said everything he had to with his face tonight. And whatever happens, I'm behind Takeshita. I've been an Okada stan for a long time. It's time for Okada 2.0 Takeshita to take the reins and become Wrestler of the Year in 2026.
Ooh. He's going for all the stamps, boys.
absolutely
He
see
is
that.
pulling them out.
I could absolutely see that happening. I think if I had put money down on today on Wrestler of the Year 2026, I would probably bet on Takeshita.
See? Like,
He's undeniable. I think the next runner up behind him is going to be Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher's winning Rising Star this year. At least for me.
I mean, Kyle Fletcher is there.
We got to make the awards here a little bit.
Yeah,
That's the
we gotta
crazy.
figure out our awards. We're getting close to the end of the year. Yeah.
That's the crazy thing with Kyle Fletcher too, is we are still in the beginning of his ascension.
Yeah. I mean, that's my
He
whole
gets
point.
better every time he's out there.
And that's my whole point. And my thing about Kyle Fletcher, and not to knock Takeshita at all. I'm just saying what they've done to already put Kyle Fletcher in that position. Like, he is inches away from that top ledge right now, right? Even though he's a TNT champion, he's a TV champion, which they finally, to your point, Jamie, they got the world title, they got their IC title, they have a TV title, right? They've gone back to more of a traditional title standpoint, right? And I don't see him carrying around all the other stupid belts with it, too. It's just the unified title. Thank God. Oh.
Don't forget about Swerve Squatch.
No, Swerve is Swerve's gonna be
His
back.
list is perfect.
Well, but we got Swerve, we got Osprey, right? You know, I mean, him, Fletcher Page, MJF, and then you put in there Swerve and Osprey as well. Okay,
And Hook.
Yeah. Dude, watching what happened tonight at the very end with Takeshita has got me so amped for 2026. I'm like, can we just get there already?
yeah.
Like, can I get through the fat months? Like, I'm already fat.
We can't get there yet because we're not even to Halloween yet, Jamie. And
I know.
it is
Before we move on from Dynamite,
okay. All right.
I gotta throw something out about that post-match thing. So Takeshita walks out on the ramp, right? And he stops on the ramp, and Don Callis Fletcher there, and he's saying something to his mouth, and Okada is moving his head, and he's saying something too. Okada is facing the hard cam, which is in the crowd. Takeshita is on the ramp. So, like, live, were they looking in completely different directions?
The hard cam this week was on the entrance.
Oh, okay, it was?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
Okay, that makes way more sense. Because I was looking at that closing segment, and I was like, is Okada facing like 90 degrees away from Takeshita right now?
And during when they came back from the commercial break during this match, as a matter of fact, they did a camera pan. They showed you the arena was a little bit weirdly laid out, so this particular arena or theater or whatever it was, right? Because they had like basically on one side like this, they had like the luxury boxes stuff, but then you had like a regular, like stands over here, and this was flat over this way. So it was a different weird. It wasn't like your traditional like arena setup. So it was a little. That
makes way more sense because my brain just went to like traditional pro wrestling. Hard cam is to the side from the entrance, and I was like, are they just not looking at each other?
Yeah, no. The arena was actually asymmetrical. So that So
okay, that makes way more sense.
Right. All right. So thanks for killing my segue. Let's do spooky stuff, Jamie.
All right, gentlemen, we are
you bastard.
We got 2 of these segments left, and then we'll go on to JJ's Hallmark extravaganza, where we talk about his favorite Hallmark movies. But so, gentlemen, last week we talked about who would survive, who's the final girl in a slasher movie, all that good stuff, right? It was good times, right?
Yep.
Well, now we are directors, and we need to build out a horror movie. Okay?
Okay.
And how we build this out is with active rostered wrestlers from any brand. They have had to have wrestled in the calendar year of 2025. If they have been released and have not wrestled, they are not eligible. I'm looking at Braun Strowman. Okay? Just call that out now.
Okay.
Wait, wasn't he there earlier this year though? Like at the very beginning of the year?
No, he didn't wrestle. The last time he wrestled was like December. So this is what we need. This is what your movie needs, gentlemen. You're gonna need a monster. You're gonna need a final girl who's gonna survive. The good guy, the guy who sacrifices himself at the end to make sure she lives, right? The comic relief, who's the funny one that everybody laughs at in all the horror movies that ends up dying. Usually it's a stoner or something like that. The jock, who's the overly tough macho jock guy who's the complete dumb idiot. The stoner, like
Jesus
legit
Christ,
stoner.
Man.
Oh, I know. It's 7 of them. And then your last one, the old warning guy. Everybody knows about the old warning guy, right? It's like, don't go into the woods. You'll never come back.
The old warning guy. Okay.
Does the old guy have to have wrestled?
Roster.
Yeah, does the old guy have to
wrestled, or could he have disappeared?
So, old warning guy can be a wrestler or a manager. They have had to have been on TV.
Okay, on TV. Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
At a time. And here's the thing: we cannot pick the same people.
All right. So which one are we starting with?
We're starting with our monsters. Let's start easy.
Okay. Who's going first? How about who is that? Whoever is leading the fantasy football league gets to go. Oh, hey, that's me. Okay.
Record, I'm leading in points. but you can still go first. 'Cause I think I
Medium
got this.
points.
right.
Hey, wins and losses,
Head.
buddy. Wins and losses.
Head.
No. We've already determined this. I'm going first, Jamie.
Nope.
Yeah,
It's my
JJ's go
segment.
first.
Tails. Okay. Austin, your
JJ,
head.
you call it.
JJ, your tails. This is how we're just gonna do it.
Okay.
It is tails.
All right, so I'm going first anyway.
JJ.
Okay, yeah, we got to the same place in very different manners. All right, so I'm looking for a monster, right? You know, we need a big, imposing. You know, we need somebody. You know, just a dearth of a man. Okay, I'm going with a man on this here too. It could be man, woman. You know, we're not gender anything on this here. You know, but. For my monster, I'm going to go with one who might surprise you for my choice, but thematically, he actually is a monster, and that is PCO from TNA.
That's a good one.
He's fucking Frankenstein. That's his gimmick, is Frankenstein.
Solid.
That's solid. That's solid. I'm gonna go the opposite route with the monster because you
Riho with the pipe.
monster.
Okay, good.
Riho will always be on the side of good first. Normally, monster, you think big, imposing, but there's
Okay.
also smaller, faster monsters, unstoppable monsters.
Okay, yeah.
So for my monster, I'm going Tekla. Spider walking all over the place.
Ooh, okay.
I like
Like Tekla with a knife would be terrifying.
Yeah.
There's probably a boiling rabbit somewhere. For anybody who gets that movie reference, kudos to you. So for me, I love slasher movies, as we all know. I'm a slasher guy, so I want somebody who's big and imposing and legit, doesn't move very fast, but once they get there, you know you're done. And the easiest one for me to think of when I think of that is Omos.
Probably the biggest
Go
here.
for sheer size.
Definitely the
Is it
biggest.
He's huge. He's literally huge.
The man, yeah.
All right. So now we have
Squash
Final
shows
Girl.
Brody King, by the way, in chat. Everybody
solid
Squash
pick.
shows
That's a
Brody
good one,
King.
too.
I mean,
That
yeah.
is a very solid pick.
I mean, yep. All right, what are we doing? Final Girl next, that one?
Final Girl.
Final Girl. So this one here, we are being gender specific. I mean, you could be whatever you want.
I mean, there's
you know?
every now and again a Final Kid. I mean, you can play
True.
defense and call Rio here.
I could absolutely do that. I should probably do that. You know,
Different direction with it.
I mean, he went Tekla for his monster, so he might be all over. We don't know where this man's going. I kind of want to see where his brain's working. I'm not gonna lie, Jamie. So, no, I'm not gonna pull that there. So there's two schools of thought with Final Girl, right? You're pretty. You know, the most beautiful one, you know, and the most, you know, attractive woman, right? Or the most kind of badass woman, you know, to live. Think, I know, you know, like Alien, right? You know, something like a Ripley sort of style, right? You know, so which way would you go with it there for your Final Girl? I am going to choose on that front. My Final Girl is going to be somewhere in the middle, okay? Stay with me on this. Who has survived Time and Turner Classic Movies more than timeless Toni Storm? And if there was a horror movie, she would be the first person cast in it naturally, because that's, you know, what she does. She would be the Final Girl.
That's solid. I actually think Tony would be a good monster too.
I mean, Tony can fit all these roles. Let's be honest,
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
She's timeless. for a
I'm
reason.
I'm grabbing her more or less to like pull her away from anything else you guys want to throw at me there. But yes.
So my first thought, Actually, technically my second thought, 'cause my first thought for everything is always Riho with the pipe.
100%.
My second thought was actually mentioned by Squatch in chat. Harley Cameron is as final girl as you can really get.
That's a good point.
Because Squatch threw that out there, I'm going to go a different route with it. I'm going to go Willow Nightingale.
Because she's the wholesome one.
Touche.
Yeah. Willow's got to survive.
That's a good point. That's a good way to go. Yeah.
I'm right there with you. You go wholesome. Because the final girl typically is the wholesome girl who is a virgin or somebody who just does the right thing all the time and is always just, when you think of good, you think of this person. Willow is definitely right there. And that was my pick.
Good defense.
So I'm thinking of somebody else on more indies, but she's on TNA now. And she's very wholesome and very sweet and very nice.
Okay.
She does do a heel every now and again. I'm thinking of Maggie Lee.
Yeah, she's a heel right now, but yes.
Pick.
Maggie Lee.
Good, very final girl aesthetic.
Yep. We've seen live. I've actually met her. Very nice, very sweet girl.
I was not there.
Yeah.
Now you have your good guy. Who's the person who's going to sacrifice?
I do want to stop you for a second there.
Maggie can live.
I do want to stop you for a second there because I absolutely would choose Ruby if she had wrestled in 2025. I'm just saying that. Hi, Ruby.
That's fair.
Congratulations on the cafe with your husband, by the way. They opened like a wrestling themed like nerd cafe sort of thing. It's like fucking awesome. So anyway,
I heard that Ruby's getting ready to return sometime in the coming months.
I've seen some training stuff going on. All right, Jamie. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. So we got Hero next, right?
Yeah, the good guy. Who's the one who sacrifices himself so the girl wins? The girl can survive.
I mean, it's kind of, again, low-hanging fruit here, I know, but this is the person I could see do this because it's very much in his character the way that he is. Kenny, by God, Omega. Is there more of a good guy than Kenny fucking Omega? Okay, well,
Mike Bailey, maybe. Everyone says he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Whatever. I'm taking Kenny. Yeah, Kenny's my man. Kenny is sacrificing himself.
Sometimes your good guy is a good guy the whole time.
Oh.
Sometimes your good guy is the guy that's rough around the edges that in the end does the right thing. I'm going with the latter. And my guy that sacrifices him at the end is Mox.
Ooh. Okay.
That is pretty good.
That's pretty on point with our conversation from this whole evening. Look at you. That's what we call a callback, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
So it's kind of weird. Like most of my stuff, so far I've been like fed adjacent because TNA's fed adjacent. I'm gonna stay over there because when you think about the ultimate babyface, the person will never turn heel this year.
Oh fuck!
But he is the ultimate of ultimates and babyfaces and the ultimate hero. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not be able to see him, but he is definitely a hero. And yes, that is John fucking Cena.
I had John Cena pegged for another role, so all right. Touche.
Jock.
Yes. 100%. I was going to pick John Cena for the jock.
All right, so you have the comic relief. Who's the funny guy in like as a part of our group?
You know, I want to pull out R-Truth, okay? Because I know at least one of you is thinking to pull him, so I'm going to do that. Right? I thought about going for a swerve there, going for somebody who I think in real life is more funny, but gotta be R-Truth. I mean, yeah, it's R-Truth. Plus, his death is going to be epic.
That's a solid pick. But the funny guy that you know is going to die doesn't always have to be someone that you want to survive the whole thing. And I'm going with Big Stoke.
Who has wrestled in matches this year.
He has wrestled this year.
That's a pretty dang good pull.
Why are you struggling? You should already have this prepared, Jamie.
I know. Well, that was just kind of great. Mine's funnier. Plain and simple. He's been known to piss on people. At least act like he pisses on people. He's had crazy hair. He's had a crazy goatee. I'm talking about one, Juice Robinson.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good funny guy.
And kudos to Juice for growing the beard back out. Thank God. You looked so weird without a beard.
Yeah, he looks so weird, clean shaven.
So weird, clean shaven.
Just felt awkward. All right,
I
who's
know.
our jock, guys? We're almost there.
Well, it was John fucking Cena, but thanks for that, you know. I'm going to go with
can't see him on your list.
I can't see him on my list. I'm going to go with another jock, somebody who was an actual All-American in college. I'm going to go with Shelton Benjamin. He's my jock.
So for the jock, much like the comedy guy, but a little bit different. A lot of times the jock is a guy you don't like and you're waiting for him to die right away. I'm gonna jump the fence because I've been AEW so far on this. I'm going Grayson Waller.
Oh, that's a great
Okay.
fucking pull. All right.
You know this assignment a lot better, being you actually watch some horror movies. I'm just picking, like, you know, based on the role. You're like thinking of like the actual like casting of the movie, and I'm just like, fuck, I don't.
You gotta think like a director though. Like,
I don't watch horror movies. That's the whole reason we started this whole thing, is for Jamie to punish.
who do you
me
want
for
to see
a whole
get killed on screen?
Dude, you tell me Shelton wouldn't do a good job again, but yeah, Grayson Waller is the right answer.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Shelton die on screen.
Oh no, I think you do a good job.
Oh, you do great at it, but like
A perfect jock
pick
for
people
me
I want to
is-
get off.
A perfect jock for me is somebody who thinks that they're better than everybody. They just automatically just like, oh, you gotta do it my way, everything like that. There's one person who always thinks that way.
Yep.
MJF. All day.
Touche.
All right, who's our stoner? This is the fun one. This is the where it might get off the rails a little bit.
Okay. So you know,
Hopefully everybody's liking this because this has been fun.
I do know this is good. All right, so stoner. Okay, so for my stoner, I'm gonna go with. God, there's so many. The whole like current wrestler thing's throwing me off because I have at least 5, like ones who have like legacy want people from several different brands that I want to throw in here that just keep percolating in my head. You know, like I want to put ODB so bad as my stoner, so bad, right? She hasn't wrestled on a major promotion in 2025 though, so.
Said indies too.
You said, well, whatever. For sake of time here, because I'm gonna struggle bus this probably, I'm just gonna go with Orange Cassidy.
That's a solid pick.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm torn on this one. I'm gonna throw out one that I thought about, but I'm not gonna actually pick, and I'll give you my actual pick.
Okay.
My first stop for this one, go with my recurring theme of who do I want to see die on TV? Not really die, but like if we're casting a movie here, I would go Hook for this one. But the downside of that is that now I have to at least watch some of this movie with Hook in it.
True.
So Hook is not getting called back to this movie casting, and instead I'm going Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Mine's really on the nose, gentlemen. He's wrestled in MLW. He's been on the Indies a lot this year. That's Matt Riddle.
I mean, yeah. It's kind of hard not to go with Riddle.
I mean, that's on the nose. I had that one in the chamber.
He is. His gimmick is stoner. So yeah.
I know. He's living the dream. You could have also done RVD. All right. Old warning guy. Who's gonna be the one who tell all the kids don't go to the lake or don't go to wherever they're going at the gas station?
There's some really excellent choices out there. Really excellent choices. And I think I have to go with the man, the myth, the now Hall of Famer. I mean, how can I not go with, and I'm not, no, I just totally fucking blanked on his name too. Holy shit. The wise man. Paul Heyman. I was like, Paul, and my brain just fucking stopped, man. Oh my God. No, I'm going Paul Heyman. Yes.
I like that. It's
That's
a
a solid
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
It's a solid pick. For my old man giving the warnings. This is another one that's a bit of a toss up. I've got one I want to go, but I'm gonna go the other direction with it. But I'm only gonna throw one out just in case I bite on something Jamie was gonna do. I am going with one Mr. CM Punk.
Oh, that's solid.
Ooh,
That's a great one
okay.
'cause he's an old bastard.
That's because he's old. He's old. He's old. He's tired. He works with children. Yes.
Yes. That's great.
That's good. That's very good. No, yeah,
I love it. All right, I'm going with a legit old man. This old man just recently re-signed with AEW. But this old man is a Hall of Famer. He loves Oklahoma, and he does like barbecue. Yes, I want good old JR to be the one to give all the kids the warning. That would be some of the best shit of all time.
by God, don't go down that road there.
Exactly. So, to recap, here are our lists, gentlemen, just so we have it for everybody. Ooh, Jake Snake would have been a good one, too. Yeah. Don't go down to the lake.
Nobody chose Don Callis. I'm very proud of us for that. Cause that,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I feel like Don Callis wouldn't be warning anybody though. He'd be hightailing it out there.
He's an accomplice. Like, you know.
He'd be,
All right.
he'd be
yourselves, kids.
So, in JJ's movie, he has got a monster PCO. His final girl is Tony Storm. His good guy is Kenny Omega. His comic relief is R-Truth. His jock is Shelton Benjamin. His stoner is Orange Cassidy. And the warning guy is Paul Heyman. Austin, your monster is Tekla, which I think is absolutely such a great pull. Your final girl. Mox is your good guy. Stokely's your comic relief. Perfect. You might have got the best jock, in my opinion. That's such a great pull from Grayson Waller. Wheeler Yuta is your stoner, and CM Punk is your warning guy. Love it.
Squad for sure.
That's solid. My monster, I want literal monster and Omos. Final girl, Maggie Lee. My good guy is John Cena, because he's officially a good guy again. Juice Robinson as my comic relief. MJF is my jock. Matt Riddle as my stoner. And Jim Ross is my old warning guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know how we did. Who do you think had the best list? And would you go see our movies?
I mean, that's a pretty solid cast right there. I think we got some pretty good ones. All right, we got one more of these activities next week, but hey, it's going to be ultra special. Again, if you have not been around for one of our Halloween specials, you don't want to miss next week. I'm just throwing that out there, all right?
But wait, they can see our old ones on YouTube.
Right below. Or if you're on Spotify, they're on Spotify too here, you know.
Or you can go to YouTube and subscribe, because that'd be great.
Yep. So hit the subscribe button, get some thumbs up. But you know, we'll be back next week, same bad time, roughly same bad channel. You know, follow us on the internets at Total Spotfest, and yeah, we'll see you. Well, sorry, I got hiccups there also. We'll see you next week for our Halloween spectacular. So, Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down Total Spotfest, I got 4 words for you.
Oh, I didn't even look. Look at that. Look at that.
Megan is JJ's daddy.
I hate you so much. So much. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Later.